Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks, back with your best bets from Major League Baseball here for you today on Sunday, June 1st, 2025. MLB player props, NRFI's totals, run lines here for you today. 3 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cab made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys' support as always. Let's have a big day here today in baseball. Hopping right into a recap from yesterday, guys. It was our second straight 1-2 day. We ended up going 1-2 in pretty much the same fashion. We cashed our NRFI and we missed our other 2 bets. So let's talk about it. Our NRFI yesterday, Cardinals, Rangers did cash. It was fairly easy. Got that one done, so that was honestly a nice cash on that. Our Nick Lodolio under and outs parlayed with Suzuki hit, did not hit. It was close. Suzuki did get the hit. Lodolio, it was right on the edge of being taken out there in the 6th inning. He was hovering right around 100 pitches, and unfortunately just couldn't push him over the mark. It was close though. A bit unfortunate, obviously, that didn't happen. Would have been really nice to cash that bet yesterday. Had a lot of value on it, but unfortunately, it did miss, guys. It is one of those things. And then our hit parlay was also close. Our hit parlay, 2 of the 3 guys got a base hit. Ernie Clement and Brett Beatty both got hits. The only one that did not was Miguel Vargas, 0 for 4 at the plate with a walk. But he got 5 plate appearances. I don't know, guys. And you'd think he'd get a hit with 5 plate appearances, but he did not. So obviously that one hurt as well. Feel like we're close though. I didn't look at yesterday's plays and think, man, those were some bad picks. You know, we're gonna get away from this. No, I got even more motivated to keep our system going, at least for now. I do believe in what we're doing. I believe that as far as going for the value, I think is good. Honestly, if we have a great day today, it makes up for, the type of plus value that you get. You can make up for bad days. So that's the nice thing about having plus value. Obviously, I know we're risking. It's a little bit more risky in one sense. But like I said, you don't need them to hit quite as often. So I'm focusing more on the units and trying to put out plays, obviously, that have great value and, testing to see how we do in that. I'm really giving it a couple weeks to let it marinate. We'll see how it goes. I'm not saying we're going to stick with our game plan that we're doing right now forever, but I will say for at least the time being we are, and we're gonna try to go for that value. As far as our comment cappers from yesterday goes, we had got to get the bag calling James Wood over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That cashes. Free thinker with a hits, runs, RBIs parlay with Perdomo, and there was one other guy too, and now I'm just forgetting off the top of my brain. I want to say it was it Wood? It was one of those guys. So for plus 265, that cashed. And then Lit Picks calling a hit parlay in the chat, which also cashed. So love to see it, guys. Great call outs there from our comic cappers. I think those were the only plays dropped in the chat. There was a lot of winners in the chat yesterday. Make sure you guys are paying attention to the comment section. There's a lot of good minds there in the comment section coming up with some good bets. So make sure you guys pay attention to that. And without further ado, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have as far as that goes. One last thing, just check out our pinned comment and the description for any links you need here at the channel in regards to merchandise, membership, social media links, all down below in the pinned comment and the description as well. NBA Finals Best Bets video will be coming out this week, so keep that in mind. One of the NBA Finals coming up, so just bear that in mind as we get ready for that. All right, without further ado, guys, let's get right into our picks here for today. At number 1, we're going Kevin Gausman, under 19.5 outs. Parlayed with Nico Horner on the Chicago Cubs to get a base hit for plus 163 odds here on Fanatics first game unit here. So let me just start out by saying 19.5 outs. That's one of the craziest outs line that you possibly could see. That's absolutely wild to have a 19.5 out line, which is what Gausman has here. But he's hit this under in 8 of his 11 starts so far this season. Now, the reason why this is bumped up, I believe, is because of his last couple starts, which he has gone over on his last couple. So keep that in mind. He's up against the Athletics today. The Athletics pretty solid versus right-handed pitching. 10th in WRC plus versus right-handed pitching over the last 30 games. 8th in walk percentage over the last 30 games. So you like seeing that. Obviously, batters are capable of seeing longer counts, of getting walks and stuff like that. We have a better chance of getting Gausman out of the game. For the most part, guys, I don't really care how Gausman pitches too much, just as long as we can get that pitch count up. That's really the focus today. I don't have a hit on the other side for this game like I typically would. I took a hit outside of this game just because I didn't really see the history that I wanted to see. So, and Gausman, I could see him pitching well and still getting taken out of this game before the 19.5 out mark. I mean, you could pitch 6 great innings and still get pulled after 6 innings. That's very reasonable. 6 innings is still pretty deep to pitch. But obviously for Gausman lately, he's been hitting the over the last couple. But I think consistently trying to hit an over on a line like this is kind of wild. And especially against a team like the Athletics that has some ability in their lineup. This year, it's the one thing with the Athletics is they do have some offensive ability here. So I think they can get this done and get Gausman out of the game at least by middle of the 7th inning. We can even get an out in the 7th inning for Gausman and still cashes, which I think is wild. For Nico Horner, as far as him to get a base hit, he's batting .322 over his last 15 games. He's a career 4 for 9 off the starter Nick Martinez today. So I really like seeing that. Horner's a very solid just hitter, as far as getting, being able to get one hit. He's usually pretty good at that. Not a guy that's usually pretty hard to trust on like a bases prop. But as far as getting one hit, he's usually a guy that could deliver for you. And I think here versus Martinez, I think he'll get that done, like I said, with good history off of him. And he is pretty hot here at the plate as well. So, love it there, guys. For our number 1 pick, we got Kevin Gausman under 19.5 outs. Parlay with Nico Horner to get a base hit. Plus 163 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, it's the same pick from yesterday, guys. We got the St. Louis Cardinals, Texas Rangers, no free bet here. No run first inning, minus 120 odds here on DraftKings. I really love this one, guys. I think this is one that I noticed on my book when I just thought I'd look at it. I saw DeGrom was pitching. I was like, oh, we'll check out the NRFI just to see if there's any value. And I was like, this actually has decent value on it for having DeGrom on the mound. I'm like, okay, I can get down with that. DeGrom so far, guys, 4-2 with a 2.42 ERA, a .96 WHIP so far this season. So you love seeing that. Jacob DeGrom, obviously, pretty dominant pitcher. No real surprises there. I expect him to be able to get the top 3 here done here for the Cardinals. Cardinals 29th in first inning run, so they've really struggled to produce early in games. I think DeGrom will be able to take care of the top half there. Eric Fetty for the Cardinals, 3-4, 3.90 ERA, 1.30 WHIP this season. So obviously that's pretty solid as well. Both these pitchers with sub-4 ERAs. DeGrom I feel like is free, knock on wood. But also, Eric Fetty's been pretty solid as well. Like I said, with that sub-4 ERA, a pretty reasonable WHIP as well. Rangers not the best first inning offense either. 19th in first inning runs, which is why we took this yesterday. We cashed the NRFI yesterday in this game. There's only 2 runs total in the game. So I think here, once again, I think we could see a scoreless first inning and a pretty sweat-free cash. We've cashed 2 NRFIs in a row, guys. Honestly, those are the only 2 plays that we've hit over the last 2 days. So we're 2-4 in the last 2 days. We're 2-0 on NRFIs. So I'm gonna still rock my NRFIs. Obviously, sometimes that's what I like about NRFIs. They could save a card, and I think here I really like the spot. Obviously for this NRFI, I think this is great value with 2 sub-4 ERA pitchers. I think they get this done for us here today. So like I said, let's make it 3 straight NRFIs. Love it there, guys. For our number 2 pick, we got the Cardinals Rangers NRFI bet here. No run first inning, going minus 120 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 3, we got our hit parlay. We're getting some wild value once again here. Brandon Nimmo, Ryan O'Hearn, and Tyler Stevenson all to record a base hit, plus 258 odds here on Fanatics. Love this, guys. Love the value. Obviously, I'm risking a full unit on this. Obviously, if we hit this, we'll be feeling pretty good. Like I said, this is where that plus value comes into play. Really like all the spots for all these three guys here today. Brandon Nimmo on the Mets, Ryan O'Hearn here on the Orioles, and Tyler Stevenson on the Cincinnati Reds. So those are the teams. First, for Brandon Nimmo, he's batting .381 over his last 7 games. What I really love in particular, though, he's up against the Rockies. I love just about any Mets bat versus the Rockies, but Nimmo holds pretty decent value for how he's done of late. He's up against the starter Palmquist today. He's a lefty pitcher, but he's allowing a .400 average to lefty bats. And Nimmo's splits are actually better versus lefty pitching as well. .255 for the season. So this has been a weird trend I've seen around baseball of late. You usually think the lefty-lefty matchup goes to the pitcher. And normally, pitcher stats, lefty pitcher stats versus lefty hitters are normally pretty dominant. But I've seen so many batters, left-handed batters, actually hit left-handed pitching pretty well, which is really interesting. And I think Nimmo here, like I said, in a great spot here. I think, Palmquist has nothing that really scares me. I think he can get a hit here today. So, love that. As far as for Ryan O'Hearn, he's batting .361 over his last 30 games. He's batting over .330 for the entire season. He's having a great year. He's hitting .331 for the season versus righty pitching as well. So he's obviously having a great season. I expect that to continue here for him today. He's up against Adrian Hauser of the White Sox. Hauser with a couple of really good starts, I'm not going to lie. But Hauser is typically a guy that will give up hits. Obviously, so far in his couple starts this year, he's been solid. But I'm not trusting those numbers. I think O'Hearn will be able to get a hit off of him today. And then finally, Tyler Stevenson to get a base hit. A career 5 for 9 off the starter Jameson Taillon here today. So you like seeing that. Tyler Stevenson batting .346 over his last 7 games. So he's really starting to pick it up at the plate as well. Jameson Taillon allowing a .263 batting average, 2 righty bats as well. So it's pretty solid there. I think Stevenson can get a base hit. There was a ton of value on Stevenson to get a base hit. I believe it was just -140 by itself. So that's what I like. I was looking for guys that hold some decent value here today, and all three of these guys really do. And they're all pretty hot at the plate right now in pretty good spots versus their respective pitchers. So I really like these guys to get base hits. So love it there for our number 3 pick, guys. We got Brandon Nimmo, Ryan O'Hearn, Tyler Stevenson, all to record a base hit, plus 258 odds here on Fanatics. And then our number 4 pick, technically, are for the Sweep Parlay. Plus 1521 odds on Fanatics. This is actually without the boost because I put this one in early before Fanatics dropped their boost. So you should be able to also get this boosted. If you guys want to use that 25% profit boost that they got for parlays, you could also do that as well. I'll probably bump this up to closer to plus 2,000. But for me, officially putting it out at plus 1521 because that's why I put it out as. Really like this, guys. I'm risking a 1/10 of a unit here to make over 1.5 units. Like I said, it goes against our unit count as always, like it did yesterday. That's why we were minus 1.27 as opposed to minus 1.17 units yesterday. Also, just keep that in mind. Hopefully, we can cash one of these and hit a couple of these parlays to have a massive day in baseball. Like I said, this is a day we can make over 6 units. So, would love to see that happen if we go 3-0 on the card today. So, love it there, guys. Love our picks here for today. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate it, guys. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. Excited to get to 10,000 when we do that. Obviously, baseball is kind of a weird time of year where we don't have a ton going on in sports after the NBA Finals ends. So we'll just have baseball for a while, and then football will start up, and then all of a sudden sports season will be back around. So, but super excited, though, guys, about today's slate. I love the plus value. Like I said, I'm not committed to the strategy of staying like we have. It's a different strategy, and we're gonna test it. Not focused as much on the record that we have, more focused on the unit count. So, like for instance, we could go 1-2 today and have a plus unit day. If we hit our hit parlay by itself, we make like 0.60 units. I believe. Let's say 1-2. Yeah, I think we make points. Trying to think. 258 minus 2 units. Yeah, we'd make 0.60 units. I had to do some quick math there, guys. So obviously, it's part of the reason why I do like having the value here is there's a lot of ways to have a positive card, right? Obviously, we could just go 2-1, hit 2 out of 3 plays, have a positive day that way. We can go 1-2, have a positive card. We can go 3-0 and make big units. So I like going for it, guys, and I like the value that we have today. So make sure you guys check out our links down below. Pinned comment, description, check it out for anything you guys are interested here at the channel. Outside of that, though, guys, that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys all next time. Peace out.